Hey everybody! Today is June 4th, Wednesday. I know the last time that I did a video, I was talking about my insurance problem, so I'm going to start with that. After I talked to my doctor, I was really upset. I went into work the next day and I was so unbelievably emotional. So I took a half a day that day, and I devoted the rest of my day to calling my insurance and speaking to them and finding out exactly what was going on, because I knew that I had coverage and I couldn't figure out why my doctor was telling me it was going to cost me so much for the IVF process. So I'm gonna go from there. So I called my insurance company and I verified my coverage. I have $24,000, 24 or 26, I can't remember, $1,000 for IVF, any kind of IVF treatments, or infertility treatments that need to be done, and I can use that however I want to use it. My insurance pays 90%. As far as that goes, my out-of-pocket deductible max is $3,000. Now, that is included with my deductible, so I know that I have already met my deductible, and I've actually gone over it. So the portion that I would have to pay max out of pocket would be 10%, because they cover 90%. So if the procedure cost me $24,000, which one procedure is not going to cost quite that much, now it is still pretty expensive, but it's not going to be quite $24,000, then my max out of pocket would be $2,400. So it's a big difference from what my doctor was telling me. Now, where it went wrong, I found out, was kind of a disappointment. Okay, so my doctor is a gynecologist and an IVF doctor. So it was the reason why I went to see him. I'm sorry, I'm shaking the computer. The reason why I went to go see him is because I could do all of it in one. I didn't have to go see a fertility doctor, a gynecologist, and endometriologist. It was all in one, and I didn't have to go see 5 different doctors. And I'm sure I was elated when I found this doctor. If you go back in my videos, I was very excited. He has a OB and gynecology clinic, but then he also has a fertility clinic, and his OB/gynecology clinic does take my insurance. So every time I go to see him, that's where I go right now. But what we found out and why it was so expensive was because his fertility clinic, the place where I would be going to get my IVF done, does not accept my insurance. It's out of network. So my deductible for in-network is $500 versus out of network is, I think it's $3,000. I didn't check too much into it. It's $3,000. So it's quite a bit more to go to an out-of-network doctor. Plus, you have to pay everything up front. So that's where the $8,000 came from. Now, the insurance was willing to pay for all of my medication. That was not considered out-of-network. So the remaining of the actual procedure was the $8,000, and that's where everything got confused. We weren't sure where that was coming from. So anyways, I got really upset, and that night I left work. Well, no, I guess it was the night before. I guess it was the same night that I posted my last video. I was so distraught. I was angry, and I jumped to conclusions before I should have. I should have talked to my insurance company before I went off on a little tantrum, but I'm so sick of bad news. So that night, James came home from work, and I was crying, and he was trying to console me, and I told him no. I said, no, I'm just done. I can't take this anymore. I can't take any more disappointment. I just can't do it. So, I wrote something on Facebook because a lot of my family doesn't live in Kentucky with me. They live in upstate New York. And a lot of them keep track of, what's going on, because this has been a long process for me and James. And, my family likes to stay in touch with me about what's going on. So anyways, so I wrote something on Facebook so I didn't have to call everybody and tell them but I said that I didn't want to do anymore. I just couldn't emotionally and physically take it anymore. So I wasn't going to be doing IVF. So when I did that, one of the guys that I work with, he seen the post because he's on my Facebook, and he called me the next morning while I was at work, and he said, and this is actually what made me leave the half a day and actually take the time to call my insurance company and my doctors and da-da-da-da-da. So he called me and he asked me, he said, do you mind if I ask what exactly this is going to cost? Because me and my wife are going through the same exact thing. We've had 3 insemination. We tried insemination 3 times and it hasn't worked. So IVF is our next process. So I need to know how much this is going to cost me because I can't tell my wife no. So we talked, and I started talking to him about his insurance, because we work at the same place. We start talking, and we actually have the same exact plan through our insurance. So I asked him what was covered and where he goes and stuff like that. Turns out that he started telling me what he paid and stuff like that, and I was like, well, this makes no sense, and that's why I called my insurance company. But turns out his doctor is my old doctor. The one that, if you've watched my previous videos, that I didn't care for because he never asked for my medical records. He was just kind of going off my word. He just wasn't very thorough, and that upset me, especially with such a big situation like this. So I thought that was really funny that he goes to that doctor. Well, come to find out, I know for a fact that doctor does take our insurance, especially now after talking to the guy that I work with. So I went and I scheduled an appointment with the doctor instead of trying to fight with the insurance company and my doctor going back and forth. Before I say anything else, the doctor that I see now, Dr. Valutis, I love this guy. I mean, he has just gone out on a limb for me. He's called the insurance companies. He did my last surgery. I trust this doctor with all my heart. But since I don't have $8,000 sitting in my bank account, and my previous doctor will take my insurance and it's going to cost me $800, I have to go with my other doctor. I have to. I don't have the choice of selecting the doctor that I like, which honestly, if I had the money, I would probably spend the money and see my current doctor, Dr. Valutis, because how much I trust him. So it's upsetting, and James was pretty upset with the situation too, because we both like so much Dr. Valutis. He's a very, very good doctor. Now, with that being said, like I said, I don't have the choice. So I did schedule an appointment to go see my previous doctor, which I'm not saying he's a bad doctor by any means. I just, the several appointments that I had with him, I didn't click with him like I do with my new doctor. But anyways, so I went and I scheduled an appointment the same day, or maybe it was the day after that I spoke with the insurance company. And then, so they scheduled me for appointment last Monday, which was Monday the 2nd, June 2nd, and I went and seen him, and I was actually surprisingly happy with how the visit went. He was actually seemed a lot more attentive than I remember, attentive, I'm sorry, and he asked for my medical records since I've had so much done since the last time that I've seen him. I've had a surgery. James had a sperm analysis. I've had multiple ultrasounds. So he actually did ask for that information. And then he asked me about my cycle. And I am on birth control right now. I've been on birth control since December when I had my surgery. When they did the DNC and took the tubes away from where the tubes were attached to the ovary and fallopian tube. Bowel. When he removed that apart and stuff like that. So the reason why he put me on the birth control was because of to stop that stuff from growing. And I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but the last ultrasound I had a very large cyst on my right ovary. So apparently the birth control isn't keeping my symptoms at bay like they should be, but that's besides the point. But I've been on birth control since December, and when he asked me about my periods, I explained to him, I said, well, I'm on birth control, and this was Monday the 2nd, and the previous Monday, which I'm sorry, I don't have a calendar in front of me, but the previous Monday, that night I had taken my last birth control pill, and I was supposed to start my period, and I never started it. And I explained this to him, and I said, well, it's been 6 days now, and I never started my period. And he said, is that abnormal for you? And I said, or is that normal for you? And I said, no, not really. Usually I start 3 to 4 days afterwards. And I said, but, my periods are really, they come whenever they want. Even on birth control, they come whenever they want. And he said, okay, well, I don't want you to start your new pack tomorrow like you're supposed to, because I was supposed to start on Tuesday night. He said, I want you to just wait and not take anything. I want you to start your period because you might be pregnant. And I didn't mean to, but I laughed at him, and because the thought of getting pregnant on my own is so far beyond me that it just it took me off guard that he said that. So I laughed at him, and I said, yeah, that would be news to me or something, like, I don't know, I said something funny, and he was like, well, stranger things have happened. And I was like, yeah, but this would be like a miracle. And he said, yes, the chances are very low, but I still want you to start your period. So we started talking a little bit more, and I told him, I said, we were just at the point where we were going to order my medication, so I need to get this ball on the roll. My IVF transfer date was supposed to be this month, and I haven't been on any medication except for birth control. So we started talking about that, and he asked me if I had an SHG done, which is a histogram. I think I said that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. But no, I have not had one, as far as I am aware of, unless they did it while I was under, when I had my procedure in December, because I know for a fact that he did check my tubes, but as far as actually doing an SHG, then I have no idea. As far as I'm aware of, I have not. So he told me the day that I start my period that I need to call and schedule an appointment for an SHG, and that's where we left it. And I was perfectly fine with that. We were we had a plan, and we were going to get it done. So after we do the SHG, then we are going to order my medication and start the IVF process. So I was really excited about it. I called James. He wasn't able to go to my appointment with me. And we were both so excited that we we knew the insurance would cover it. We knew that we were finally going to get this ball on the roll. So I talked to him, and he was really excited about it. Now, before I do anything else, I do want to go over this paper that he gave me, and it's literally just a paper about SHG. So I just want to tell you what it is in case some women don't know what it is. And I just looked at the clock, and I'm already at 15 minutes, so I'm going to try and go a little bit faster here. It's basically where they go in and they look at the cervix and the opening and the uterus. They're basically just looking to see if there's any obstructions or anything that will stop the IVF from taking. So anyway, Google it. Sorry, I'm trying to hurry up. So that's what the SHG is, and I called that night that I left the doctor's office. I actually went back to work, and right before I left work, I started my period. So it was really funny, and it was really great timing. It worked so perfect how everything was scheduled. So I called the next day, which would have been Tuesday the 3rd, and I scheduled an appointment, which was yesterday. I scheduled an appointment for my SHG, which is going to be Monday the 9th, which is this Monday coming up. So it's in like 5 days, and I'm so excited about it. Like, I know, excuse me, sorry. I know that it's painful, and it's not very comfortable, and I did tell my work that I won't be coming back to work that day afterwards. But I'm excited about it just because I'm one step closer to getting my medication ordered. So right after this test, then we're ordering my medication. So I'm so unbelievably excited. I keep thinking about it, and I want to know what my transfer date is and when this is going to happen and when we're going to do this, and it's taking up everything in my brain, and I can't get any work done. I can't do anything because I just keep thinking I could be pregnant this time next month. I'm so excited. So I'm sorry. I'm so excited about this. So anyways, my mom's going to be taking me to my appointment because years and years and years ago when I got my IUD, it was probably 8 years ago, when I got my IUD put in, they opened up my cervix, and it was so painful that I couldn't drive afterwards. It's like the beginning stage of natural childbirth, and it doesn't feel good. So I'm having my mom come with me. James can't make it because of his work schedule, and she's going to drive me home. After the SHG, I will be on birth control for 2 to 3 weeks, then they're going to order my medication. And I'm guessing, I've looked at a calendar for about 30 minutes today trying to guess when my actual date of my transfer would be. As long as everything goes okay with the medication, and I'm on birth control from 2 to 3 weeks, and then I am on medication from anywhere from 8 to 15 days. My best estimation is around July 10th for my actual transfer date, or egg retrieval to transfer, somewhere around that date. So I'm super, super excited about it. But I was supposed to go home, which is upstate New York, for the 4th of July. I was going to be there the 4th through the 9th, no, 4th through the 11th. And my goddaughter, who lives there, was getting baptized that Sunday on the 6th. And now I'm going to have to call her mom and tell her, who has already booked the church, that I'm not going to be able to make it because even if my transfer date is a week after that, then I really don't want to be, on vacation while I'm stimming. So she's not going to be very happy with me, but I can't push this off any longer. This has to get done. So anyways, very, very, very excited, and I want to thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, just let me know. And if somebody can tell me the time between an SHG and their egg retrieval, like how many days, that would be awesome, because I still have between today's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then a half a day Monday before I can ask the doctor that. So, and I'm so excited. So if somebody could tell me that, what their dates were, that would be so incredibly awesome. So I would appreciate it much. And like I said, thank you guys for watching, and I will have an update for you guys on Monday.